I feel like maybe it's like winter, so it's sad, but still we wait for Christmas. So,
right.
Okay.
I was gonna say.
Genius.
Yeah. Hello everyone! From dramas to webtoons to novels, explore Korea's story with us. This is Who Reads Story. My name is An Sung-jin. I'm a news reporter, and here we have a guest that visits us again.
Hi guys. I think you have seen me in the old episodes, but if you're new to these episodes, I'm Shweta Salian. I'm from India. I'm a student here and also a content creator. My major is media and communications, and that's why I like to watch different movies or dramas, and that's why I'm here as well.
Now for today, the movie that we're going to be talking about is Christmas in August, which is quite funny because, you know, the irony between Christmas and August is obviously different. But this movie was released in 1998 by director Heo Jin-ho, and I just found that the title is quite interesting. It's kind of like, you know, going through Christmas and summer, which already sounds awkward for us.
Yeah. And to be honest, I feel like I misinterpreted the title because when I think of Christmas, I thought, oh, there's going to be something
Festive,
extravagant. So I was like waiting, and it was like
but not
sad.
really.
Yeah,
Right.
it was a bit sad.
It was a bit sad, right? Now, for our viewers who haven't watched it, you know, it's not much of a spoiler, but the title, you have to think about why the title is Christmas in August. Now, I feel like the movie itself is already quite famous within Korea because the actors that are being starred in, whether it be Shimuna and Han Seok-yu, both are very famous, renowned actors in Korea. And now, for our viewers who are from abroad outside of Korea, this movie may not be familiar. Now, to briefly kind of introduce the movie or set the tone, this movie is a melodrama that talks about, you know, it's set in, you know, the 1990s, which is when the movie was around released, and it really does pull out that romance movie when it was gaining a lot of popularity in Korea.
This movie, Christmas in August, is about a man named Chung-won who has a photo studio, and there's this girl who is a traffic warden who has to like develop pictures every time she clicks pictures of vehicles violating like parking like rules and everything. So she visits the photo studio often, and that's how they keep like meeting. But Chung-won realizes that he does not have much time to live,
which is sad already.
He doesn't tell her.
Right.
And rest is up to you for like watching. I don't want to spoil much, but I think if you want to know what happens, you should watch the story.
Right, yeah, I guess Shweta kind of gives like a good brief synopsis of how the story unfolds itself, but already the main character not having enough time to live is kind of, maybe it's a bit cliche already nowadays, but still I feel like that adds on to the storyline of this melodrama, and especially because, you know, the woman doesn't know about it, and you know, how these two kind of unfold and how their love story goes on is up for our viewers to watch, so, you know, we're not gonna spoil it. And for you, when you first watched this movie, what was it like? What did you think about it? Like, what were your first impressions?
For me, more than watching a movie, it was like watching real life scenes that I've captured myself, and I have to like guess what's happening. There was no direct like I like you or something. They would just like look at each other and smile, then smile amongst their friends and everything. So I think noticing the details was fun, and like guessing part was fun for me.
I feel like it's almost like a modern love story because nowadays no one really says like I like you, I love you. It's all like I have feelings for you, but like, you know, no, it's no longer explicit.
That's why more than a movie, it felt like real life.
I was gonna say the same thing. Right. It felt very realistic. It was more so almost reflecting on how people, you know, just live their lives and have that romantic part of their life going on, which is why it was interesting for me. And now we've talked about the title already quite a bit. Now I want to mention specifically the contrast of Christmas in August. How would you understand this or interpret this title?
Like I said in the beginning, I thought Christmas was something extravagant, but then when I think of like Christmas, then winter, and then snow, then I could understand that maybe it's like a bit sad story, but at the same time, not exactly sad because the movie teaches us to like live in the moment and just live our life to the fullest and everything. So I think it was a happy message as well. not just a sad story. That way.
Which is why I guess that word Christmas almost has like a duality to it. Like it has a dual meaning to it. Yes, it may not be the most festive or extravagant way of expressing it, but also at the same time it gives you that subtle excitement or that subtle still happiness that kind of gets undelivered.
I feel like maybe it's like winter, so it's sad, but still we wait for Christmas. So, okay.
I was gonna say, I was gonna say, at least Christmas makes you feel like there's something to look forward to. And I feel like within this movie itself, it already has a lot of contrast, like we saw with the title, you know, Christmas in August already itself is kind of a contrast. But also, I think this movie itself expresses sadness in its own uniqueness because, as you said, it's not just about sobbing or like mourning over death and the main character knowing about it and all over that. It's more so a subtle way of expressing sadness. You know, for us, the August title seems to be implying when new life kind of blooms, when all new life comes into place, but also at the same time, when we kind of alluded back to the characters, Jung-won, the main character, and Darim, the main woman lead, are about to start their own romance, but also at the same time, Jung-won is preparing for his last moments, which is why I guess it becomes a little bit sad, but
at the same time, I liked how positive he was and how he was trying to like cope up with the situation and also learn like life lessons throughout the movie. So it was very nice.
And it didn't feel like as if, you know, the director was really pushing on all these sadness emotions onto the audience. He was more so like throwing it out there, very subtle, and he was almost putting it out there for the audience to answer it themselves.
For example, like you said, it was very subtle. For example, when there's a death scene in any movie or any drama, it's so like the whole scene is like really dramatic and sad, but this time they just showed as if it was like, I mean, it is like a natural happening in our life and it's going to keep happening. And they didn't make it as like really like the worst thing in the world.
Because I feel like they expressed it in such a subtle but delicate way, the scene didn't necessarily become all grim and like pessimistic. It's death, like dramatic, all that. It was more so just, you know, it's death and it's separation, but it doesn't have to be so dramatic. It's something that, as you said, that kind of happens in our daily lives. It's not something that we have to be too, I don't know, aware of because it just happens so often. Now, so far for today, we've talked about this melodrama that is kind of a signature piece from the 1990s, which was Christmas in August. I feel like we really talked about the true meaning of love and what it was like to find it through this subtle, refined way. Now, that's all we have for Who Story today. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment and subscribe to our channel. Again, Shota, thank you for being with us on this episode. Hope you had fun talking about melodrama. And we will see you next week with another episode on Korean content. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Bye.